What's going on YouTube? It's Papa Choppa. In today's video, we're talking about the YouTube algorithm and how you can use it as a smaller content creator to get your content to a larger audience, to put more eyes and more views on your channel, which will result in more subscribers. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I drop weekly gaming videos and I love to do community-driven content just like this video here. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it. Before we start breaking down the algorithm, let's get into what the algorithm is actually intended to do. You'll hear a lot of creators talking about how the algorithm just doesn't work for them, and that's because the algorithm is not meant to work for the creators.
What did he say?
The algorithm is meant to work for the consumers. It's meant to work for YouTube's audience, aka your viewers. The algorithm is meant to get those eyes on YouTube and keep those eyes on YouTube for as long as it can. That way they can generate a profit through ad revenue. So now that you have a better understanding of what the algorithm is actually intended for, let's get into how the algorithm actually works. Now YouTube has confirmed that they are using two different algorithms and pulling metadata from your channel to drive them. The first one being the recommended category. The recommended category is how you end up in a consumer's recommended section and how you end up on a consumer's front page. Now the other algorithm that YouTube uses is called search term results, and it's pretty self-explanatory. This algorithm is pulling the data that the consumer puts into the YouTube search bar. So now that we know what the two different algorithms are, let's break them down and get into how to control the metadata that YouTube is pulling to promote your videos. Now let's start with the recommended algorithm. This metric is driven by three metadata sources. It's going to be your watch time, your click-through rate, and your impressions. Using the YouTube Studio app, you as the creator can see these analytics across your entire channel or by video, and you should be using these analytics to help you determine what is helping or what is hurting your videos on YouTube. So what are impressions on YouTube? An impression on YouTube is how many times YouTube put your content before an audience. It's not really a view of your videos, but it's YouTube putting your content out there and how people react to seeing your video. If people just scroll through and they don't click on your video, this creates a negative impression. But if they were to click on your video and engage with your content, this would create a positive impression. Another way that you can have a positive impression on your video is to have comments on your video. Comments say to the algorithm that your content was so engaging that the audience wants to chat about it, and this creates a positive impression. Another way to get a positive impression on your video is how long people actually watch your content, or watch time. Now, watch time is a pretty self-explanatory impression. The metadata is simply pulling how long your viewers were engaged with your content. You really want to have over 60% watch time per video. That's the number, 60% or higher. If you aren't at 60% and you feel like your watch time is lacking, you really need to check out your content and see and make sure that you're only giving the consumer what they want or need from the video. Your content, your video should be like a woman's skirt. It should be long enough to cover the subject, but short enough to be interesting. A good way to help your watch time is to watch your video entirely after you upload it to video. You should be the first view in its entirety on YouTube, you the creator. This puts your video at an above average watch time. And this brings us to our final metadata source, and that is click-through rate. Click-through rate is the impression of when a consumer sees your video on YouTube and they click on your thumbnail and engage with your content.
I like this one.
This is your click-through rate. A good way to up your click-through rate is easier said than done. Have a great thumbnail and title. Pretty simple, but not always easy to do. If your click-through rate is lacking, it's probably two things. Your title is uninteresting, your thumbnail is not captivating. Some hints for a thumbnail is to use all of your thumbnail. Fill it with call to action signs, which are just images that is going to let the viewer know what they can expect from the video. I would also use contrasting bright colors to set some kind of background, some kind of depth to the thumbnail, and really draw in the viewer's eyes. You also want to use easily readable text. You don't want the viewer having to strain to see what your video is trying to convey to them. Easily readable text goes a long way. So that wraps up the recommended algorithm. But since we're talking title, that is a great segue, a great way to shift into the second algorithm YouTube uses to promote your videos, and that is search term results. Search term results is a pretty self-explanatory algorithm. This is YouTube using keywords in your title, in your description, and in your comments to promote your video to viewers. When you are creating a title, you should be stepping into the shoes of the consumer. You should be thinking like the consumer. What would they type in the YouTube search bar to get to videos like yours? Using emotionally charged keywords in your title will help with your click-through rate. An example of this would be as if a consumer was searching for something on YouTube like lawn care tips. A clever creator would make the title the best lawn care tips, the fastest lawn care tips, the easiest lawn care tips. This might not be exactly what the consumer put into the YouTube search bar, but these emotionally charged keywords in the titles grabs the consumer's attention, grabs the consumer's eyes, and you're more likely to get the consumer to click on your videos because everybody's looking for the best, the easiest, and the fastest way to do lawn care. Understanding how the YouTube algorithm works is key for growth on YouTube. All small content creators should know about this stuff, and larger content creators should know about it too, but even their name creates an impression on YouTube. I mean, it might even be a keyword. I can't tell you how many times I've searched Shroud Plays PUBG or Dr. Disrespect's best clips. Now that we know what the algorithm is and how it works, you should note that the first 24 hours of your video are the most important hours, and that's what's really going to set your video off. If you enjoyed the video, I implore you to hit the subscribe button. It really helped me out. And it should be noted that this is how I'm going to carry my video into 2022. I'm going to use all these steps and all of this information I just talked about. I'm going to apply it to each one of my videos, and I can't wait to come back at the end of 2022 and revisit this video and see all of the growth and everything that has come forward for the channel. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Comment down below. Let me know if you learned anything. Comment down below and tell me you already knew all of this stuff. Either way, y'all have a great day. I'm out of here.